Imagine a long, winding line of dominoes stretched across this room. One falls, hitting the others, making all of them fall until it almost reached the end. Well, everyone, that is the world that we're living in today. You see, when our temperatures rise up, then the ice melts. When the ice melts, our sea level rises, rising from 21 to 24 centimeters since 1880, and it has been doing so until this year. This causes flooding, ruins our crops, and it creates climate refugees. To most of us, seeing these falling dominoes creates a deep sense of eco-anxiety. It's when a feeling in our chest that we finally realize, wow, we're facing the biggest crisis in human history. Then we ask ourselves, is it too late to change? Well, everyone, today, I, Bintang Nareswari from SMA Negeri 3 Denpasar, am here standing in front of you all to tell you that while these dominoes are falling, our hands are strong enough to stop them. But before we stop this collapse, we must first know the unbearable truth that is in this world. Let's look at the facts. Globally, our Earth has reached its warmest level from the past decade. Scientists have told us that we have to stop the global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius if we still want to be in a livable planet. But right now, we're at a path to 2.7 degrees Celsius, a path to catastrophe. Our greenhouse gas concentrations are rising up to its highest in 2 million years. But let's bring it closer to home. Here in Indonesia, we are at a crossroads. We're ranked 43rd in the Climate Change Performance Index, making us a low performer. When our leaders try to change, create a better future by 2040, we are actually among the 10 countries that has the biggest coal reserves and are planning to expand the coal and gas productions. How are we supposed to be going green when we're actually fueling the fire with coals? This is the gap between what is promised and what is actually happening with us. When the adults fail to act in the room, then the children must lead. This leads us to a name that changes everything. She is Greta Thunberg. In 2018, a 15-year-old girl sat alone outside the Swedish parliament. She didn't have a fancy title. She just had a sign and her voice. She spoke about greenwashing, which is when governments say that they're environmentally friendly while they're doing nothing in substance. That is what she called out as blah, blah, blah. And she said that in front of a conference where there are a lot of adults. Greta sparked the Greta effect, influencing everyone worldwide about our environmental awareness. And her effect didn't just stop there. It still goes on till this day, that where she presses the governments so they would be held accountable for the crimes that they've made for the environment. She used the one thing that our generations know best, and that is the power of communications and connections. With one single picture in our smartphone, we could spark a movement of millions, and she proved that democracy is our one solution. But the world doesn't just need one Greta, and she's from Sweden. We need Gretas in every city. We need people in our country, in our schools, in our community that is just as brave, just as strong, just as loud, and just as stubborn for the truth. Everyone in this room today, how do we start? Well, the UN's Act Now campaign reminds us that 2/3 of the global gas emission comes from private households. So actually, what we do in our daily lives, what we choose, has a stronger power than we think. We could put our efforts in 3 simple steps that I call the 3 P's. That is protecting our plates, purifying our path, and lastly, the most important part, powering our voices. We have to demand our leaders, our governments, to stop making sweet little promises and try to act real for the climate action. If we stop now, we're choosing a dying planet, but if we act, we can choose a better future, a livable future. Who cares when they say we're too young to understand politics? Well, the dominoes are falling. Some of them have already reached the ground. Our forests are thinning. Our oceans are rising, and the time is ticking. But there's still one domino that still stands, and it's the last one, the one that represents our future. Come on, let's go. Hold it up, don't let it fall. Use our voice. Use our courage, because the falling stops with us. Thank you.
Download Tribun X sekarang. Menghadirkan lokal menjadi Indonesia.